are your children enrolled in school? I'm asking that question because I had a comment on my Facebook the other day and it actually punched me in the gut. Here's what it was. It was from a mother and she was talking about her daughter in kindergarten. She said, here are some comments that I heard in 2020 from my daughter. Mom, I can't tell if people are being nice, if they're smiling. Mom, I can't hear my teacher. Mom, I don't know if I have any friends or not. Mom, we can't play on the playground. We just have to stand in the square. Mom, I can't breathe during gym. Mom, I can't breathe. Mom, I think I know that girl, but I don't know. I've never seen her without a mask. That is just incredibly sad to me. It is just so sad to me to think about picking up your daughter from kindergarten and having her say those comments to you. I can't fathom it. It makes me wonder what it is that we are doing as adults right now in this country. In fact, somebody said to me via comment that it feels like today it's Hitler youth or Stalin youth. And actually I said back to them, no, you're wrong. Because Hitler and Stalin youth were taught to love their country. Think about that. What are the children actually learning in school today? Well, first and foremost, they are learning that America is a fundamentally backwards and racist country. They are learning that it is a good attribute. It is a virtue to hate your country. It means you're educated, you're woke. They're learning to undermine their parents. They're learning that their parents are also backwards, and they're a part of that antiquated, old, backwards American culture that needs to go. They're smarter than their parents, which is interesting because right now, I believe we rank somewhere near 37th in mathematics, our children, and getting worse. They're learning that breathing is a crime, that they're diseased. They're learning that they themselves are inherently racist if they have white skin, or inherently oppressed if they have black skin, or if you're like me and you have a biracial child, I don't know, somewhere in between, maybe half privileged, half oppressed. So I'll ask the question again, why are your children still enrolled in the school? And I want you to think about that and answer honestly. The answer, if you're being honest, is because there's nowhere else for them to go. This is a babysitting program. You're probably thinking, Candace, where else would you like me to send my children when we have to work? Me, I have to work, my father, my spouse, this father, we all have to work. So what do you want me to do with my children for 6 hours a day? That is what the government wants you to think. That you have no other options but to send your kids to school for free. By the way, it's free. It's free daycare. It's not free. It's costing your child's mind. Right now in this country, the state is winning. The Department of Education played a very slow game. Maybe it started with some feminism, right? Climb the corporate ladder. Why are you staying home and making dinner, right? Women, what are you doing? You should want to be just like a man. Get to work. Get a 9 to 5. Get a title. Get a C title. Be the CEO of a company. You are winning as a woman if you are just like men. Climb the corporate ladder. And now, all of our children are orphans. Now we have no other option, right? Because we have to go to work. The state played a very slow hand. If you're sitting here wondering, what do they want? What's the purpose of this? I think about this all the time. Why would the state actively want to create a bunch of children who know nothing, who are failing at mathematics, who don't even know science, right? They're being told to, at the same time, trust the totalitarian science that tells them that they have to mask their faces, but also not to trust science like biology, which tells them that there are 2 genders. You have kids running around thinking there's 26, 27, infinite genders. They can be whatever they want when they wake up. They're actively teaching children to know nothing. And why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because what the government wants is a bunch of passionate idiots. They want useful idiots. That is the reason why right now in this country, we have never, listen to me, ever handed out more degrees. And yet the kids every generation are getting dumber and dumber and dumber. I'm talking about standardized tests. You can look at them. The kids are getting dumber and dumber according to standardized tests, which is why the government is saying we need to do away with standardized tests. It's a form of racism. It's backwards. To even ask children to sit down and to grade them is a backwards white supremacist system, because they don't want you looking and realizing that actually your kids aren't coming out any better or smarter, but they are coming out woker. The point is for them to be a part of the system. The point is for them to get to college and to be convinced that because they are holding a meaningless degree in gender studies, in LGBT studies. Have you checked, by the way, what you can major in? It's incredible. It's incredible what kids can major in today. Nothing like the hard academics of yesteryear. Don't think these kids are signing up because they want to learn about engineering. Nope. Now the bulk of it is environmental policy, idealisms. These kids are going to school and they're getting degrees. And when they come out of that school with a degree in environmental policy or a degree in gender studies, they are met with the real world. And those kids will realize that they can't make any money, and that they have become a part of a system that convinced them that if they stayed in school, they would be smarter, they would be better, and they'd be successful. But actually, no, it turns out that nobody needs a gender studies major when something breaks down in their house. So they graduate college, and they have no means to make money. You know what that turns them into? An angry person. A person that hates their country. A person that thinks that there's something fundamentally wrong and backwards about America, especially about capitalism. Because look, they did everything right. They stayed in school and they can't make any money. They don't know how to change a tire. They don't know how to change a light bulb. In fact, the kids that they were convinced were stupid, kids that went to trade school back in high school, they're making more money than them. How is that possible? This is the system that the Department of Education has intentionally created, because they know that what happens next is those kids that are super bitter and angry, they go out and they become the Antifa thugs that you see on the streets, the Black Lives Matter thugs that you see on the streets, the idiot professors that teach the kids the nothing that they know, because all they could become was a professor in the nothing that they ever learned, the gender studies programs. That is what is happening right now in the education system. We are intentionally churning out useful idiots. So I will ask you the question again. Why are you sending your children to school? There is a lot going on in this country right now, and let me tell you something. This is the most important battle. The battle for future generations. If we do not win this battle, nothing else will matter. Nothing. None of the arguments, nothing will matter. If these kids grow up and they belong to the system, America will fall. I am passionate right now in speaking to mothers and in speaking to fathers and in telling you guys that the time is now to pull your kids out. Bring your children back home. They will learn more in your household. I don't care how you have to organize. I promise you, you can do it. Organize with people down the street. Pull your children out of these indoctrination camps. Save the children. Save the future generation. And you will save America in the process. Welcome to Candace.